resources like the online affirmative care library covering a variety of subjects. That's cslsr.org. On behalf of Edward Purdy and the staff, we are immensely grateful for the dozens of individuals and teams working to keep us connected and on our spiritual path as we study, pray, love, support, and serve together. Listen to Spiritual Living with Edward Purdy, Sundays at 8:30 a.m. right here on KSRO.
You have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call Invent Help today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the Invent Help process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through Invent Help's patent referral services. The Invent Help data bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Kim Commando has your latest tech news every weekday morning. It's all part of our Balanced Talk Radio breakfast. Sonoma County's morning news. Weekday mornings at 6. KSRO.
He'll make your head spin. It's Brian Kilmeade.
Now, all 5 victims in this case are from Honduras. The suspect is from Mexico. In a short statement, Governor Greg Abbott saying the state of Texas will provide some of the reward money and additional resources. He chose not to say anything about the victims, not even naming them, calling them, quote, 5 illegal immigrants.
So that is the victim, 5 illegal immigrants, and the killer is an illegal immigrant deported 5 times, dating back to 2007. And I'm talking about the shooter of that crime, that ugly shooting. They want to talk about the gun. They want to talk about the rifle. But they want to talk about these guys being here illegal. And you know what I'm talking about? A illegal immigrant was tossed out. His name is Francisco Orozco, and he was tossed out of the country in March 29, 2009, in September 2009, January 2012, and July 2016. And now he's home in a house, shooting his gun off next door. When he gets asked by neighbors, we have little kids, can you stop shooting your gun? They say, we have no other choice but to call the cops. He says, yeah, he has a choice. He walks over and just kills everyone possible. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, American Constitutional Rights Unit Executive, joins us right now. Texas, of course, resident. Colonel, your reaction to the manhunt on right now?
Well, it's good to be with you, Brian. I was down in Kinney County, which is Brackettville, Texas, right along the border this past weekend, and we got the news about that shooting, which occurred just northeast of Houston. And talking to the law enforcement agents there, they said this guy's already back in Mexico by Saturday morning, because obviously he knows the pipeline since he's been back and forth 4 times. So if they were to capture him in the state of Texas, I'd be very surprised now with this amount of time that has gone past since the shooting occurred about Friday at midnight last week. And it just goes to show again how bad things are here in Texas with the border, that you have someone that is here in the country illegally and again, it is an indicator of the serious problem we have with illegal immigration here in the state of Texas and also across the United States.
So we now have 90,000 migrants cross the border in 10 days. Panic over Title 42 as it's about to evaporate in 2 weeks. So over 73,000 have crossed the southern border in the last, and as I mentioned, they admitted to further 17,000 illegal gotaways, avoided detection, which means you see them, you just can't find them, and enter the country. Imagine how many we didn't see, and you know how thick it is. It's so easy to see that that number can possibly be accurate. We already have 2.3 million plus who came last year, the new record. We have 1.2 already this year. Does this administration know how much trouble they are causing our nation by not closing our borders?
Of course they know, but they don't care. Secretary Mayorkas knows, but he does not care. You saw his interview with Chuck Todd on Meet the Press this weekend, how he didn't want to make any comment about what happened in Cleveland, Texas, San Jacinto County with that murder of a family of 5. They know exactly what's going on. They know what Title 42 is going to mean. And this whole thing about activating reserve another mandate. You talk to the people on the ground like I did last week, and they know that they're going to be overrun and overwhelmed. They already are when they see all of these people come pouring across the border. Does that mean more Border Patrol agents going toward these ports of entry to do processing? And that means everything's going to be wide open. And when you want to talk about gotaways, Brian, I had 3 gotaways on me this past Saturday down in Kenny County. I saw 3 illegal immigrants come out of the brush, run across the highway, and before myself and the sheriff's deputy I was riding along with could get out of the vehicle, they had already got back into the brush and they had disappeared. There's no aerial surveillance that we could put up there to find them. So I saw 3 gotaways myself.
Unbelievable that this is taking place. So the numbers are stunning. It's an epic fail for the vice president, for the president, for Mayorkas, for everybody. Here is what KJP actually said with a straight face. Cut text.
When it comes to illegal migrants, it's going to come down by more than 90%, and that's because of the actions that the president has taken. But we know that more action needs to be taken, so it has to be legislative action. We're going to continue to call Congress.
What is he talking about? Nothing's down 90%.
Yeah, I have no idea. As a matter of fact, you have Chinese illegal immigrants up by, I think 250, 300% or more in the past year. So everything is increasing, and you just gave the numbers. I mean, we're talking about that the Biden administration came to on board 5 to 6 to 7 million coming across the border illegally, close to 1.3 million of them being gotaways, and we have no idea who they are or where they are. And what just happened in Cleveland, Texas is just an indicator that you have someone that comes across this border 4 times, been deported 4 times, somehow gets an AR-15, and runs down here in Texas and across the country.
So Mick Mulvaney, who's OMB director, Congressman, Freedom Caucus member, understands this whole thing. Said this, and also spent a lot of time at the podium in the previous administration, said this about what KJP just said, cut 11.
The press is doing, the media is doing a disservice to the country when they allow those types of answers to be given without pushing back. I do think it's noteworthy that every time the White House wants to do something, they don't need Congress. But when there's something they don't want to do, they say, oh, well, we're waiting for Congress, which is exactly what's happening here. So, look, I don't think Sharon Jean-Pierre has much credibility, but again, I pay attention. And it's a shame that we don't have an active media sort of pushing back when she says things that are absurd as that. That's just not right.
Yeah, I mean, just to say that, and people don't say anything, they don't even want to follow up on immigration. But you know when the Haitians got caught under the bridge? That became a story that every network picked up. They say this story is going to quadruple that. So the president's about to be caught big time, let alone the 85,000 unaccompanied minors that we have just lost track of, and the tens of thousands that are indentured servitude, not going to school, sponsor got them just to do work, and cartels benefit from their labor in our country. So this has happened under Joe Biden. And just compare, Trump had a couple of weeks where they had family separation because they want to make sure these are the right family members. When you bring a kid here illegally, the kid gets to stay, the family goes back. They amended that, they got DNA kits, and they changed it. They're still harping on those moments. These moments are happening every day now, multiple times a day. We lost kids, and nobody seems to bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, where is AOC with the fake tears and the protests that she was doing down here at the border? Where was she making comment about what we heard from the whistleblower in HHS about this indentured servitude of children? The hypocrisy is laughable, and I have to agree with Mick Mulvaney. When you look at Afghanistan, the Biden administration said, hey, look, we have nothing else to do but to, get out of Afghanistan and turn it back over to the Taliban. But then, when you look at the border, we have to change that policy. We have to move away from the Trump policies and go to an open border. So they can't have it both ways. But when you have a complicit and a compliant media that we have, and you saw that at the White House Correspondents' dinner, a foreign media, they're going to continue to try to allow them to get away with it. And that's why he put out a 3-minute video last week to announce his re-election.
Do you think it's a good move for Trump to go on CNN for a town hall?
Hey, look, sometimes you got to go in the back door of the enemy and you know, put up a fight against them. I think Vivek Ramaswamy really embarrassed Chuck Todd on Meet the Press, and so I think that we need to do more when we go behind enemy lines.
I do. I think it's really good for him. They got to treat him like a human being, or he's not coming back. Just treat him. Just ask tough questions, but be fair.
This is Stephen Curry. I'm Clay Thompson. I'm Draymond Green.
You're tuned to KSRO, Sonoma County's home of the Warriors.
Golden State Warriors play-by-play action on KSRO is sponsored by Healdsburg Lumber Company, Sonoma County's building supplier since 1875, by Hudson Street Design, window covering, cabinetry, fixtures, and more, and by Malm Fireplace Center. Malm Fireplace Center makes a house a home.
U.S. prosecutors call it the biggest operation yet in the battle against drug trafficking on the dark web. Attorney General Merrick Garland says the Justice Department, FBI, and working with international partners made nearly 300 arrests stretching across 3 continents.
The drug traffickers are confident that by operating anonymously on the dark web, they can operate outside the bounds of the law. They are law.
The DOJ says drugs, weapons, and cryptocurrency helped fuel the illicit sales for counterfeit opioids and fentanyl. More than 1,100 members of the Writers Guild on strike today. The union and studios unable to come up with a deal on pay for streaming platforms and other issues. Your favorite shows, including late-night talk shows, are impacted. The Senate Judiciary Committee holding a hearing today on whether ethics guidelines for Supreme Court justices should be implemented. Chief Justice John Roberts denied a request to testify about how potential ethics violations are handled. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
I'm Jim Chesko with your Money Now. Broad and sharp losses for stocks so far today. The Dow Jones Industrial is down 520 points. The S&P 500 has tumbled 67. The NASDAQ Composite lower by 174. Shares of Chegg Incorporated are plummeting 49%. The online education company's forecast called for an unexpected revenue decline as students begin to use ChatGPT. The learning platform for students company says it expects revenue to decline to a range of $175 to $178 million, while analysts were expecting at least $193 million. The Allied Pilots Association, the collective bargaining agent for 15,000 American Airlines pilots, said its members are lining up outside 10 of the carrier's major airports, holding signs that read American Airlines pilots ready to strike. Among the hubs being picketed are Boston, Charlotte, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. Again, the Dow down 530 points now. That's your Money Now.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible, and there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund, so there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses, so don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
KSRO.
Free summer, presented by Bud Light. Watch the Sonoma County Fairgrounds in Santa Rosa, June 16, 17, and 18. Country Summer, 600 Theaters Friday. Eric Church Saturday. All I wanna do is Matt Shell and Tyler Falk in all. Over 20 X across the Chevy Silverado and Redwood Credit Union stages. Brought to you by Bud Light, Bay Area Chevy dealer, Redwood Credit Union, Bud Light Chilton, Western Farm Center, Kaiser Permanente, Kinsmore, and Infinity. Plenty of activities for the whole family to enjoy. You won't want to miss out on Northern California's biggest party. Tickets on sale now at countrysummer.com.
On KSRO, General Conceals with Sonoma County's most accurate, most dependable forecast. Possible rain, maybe thunderstorms today. High of 60 degrees, 55 along the coast. Wind speeds will be light. Possible rain then for tonight. Those 46 across the county. Could see some rain for tomorrow. Be on the light and if any. High of 66. And partly cloudy then Thursday through Saturday. Then topping out in the mid-60s. Then on weather every 30 minutes. And FM News Talk 103.5 and 96.9 KSRO.
Information you want, truth you demand. This is the Brian Stoney Show.
Hey, we're back. With us right now is, and by the way, thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday, the 48th Vice President of the United States, Mike Pence, who in a matter of weeks is more than likely going to be declaring his candidacy for the presidency against the GOP nomination. Mr. Vice President, welcome back.
Great to be back, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
First off, there's so much going on right now. I don't know where to start. First off, on the economy, it looks like the Fed's going to raise rates despite the fact that our second biggest bank collapse just took place and JP Morgan Chase just did the purchase. Your thoughts?
Second biggest ever history third bank failure in as many months. It is a testament to the failed economic policies of the Biden administration, and it's why we need change in America in 18 months. I mean, look, you can't borrow and spend and bail your way back to a growing economy. But from the outset of this administration, that's exactly what they've been trying to do. They throw tax increases on top of that. But look, this latest bank rescue is just one more bank bailout. Brian, you and I have known each other a long time. I was in Congress during the Wall Street bailout. I helped lead the charge against it. Bailouts are not the answer in a free market economy. We've got to let the market ebb and flow and hold people accountable. But more than anything else, I see it all as an indictment of the economic policy for this administration. The first time with that planning position.
So you think it's inflation along with spending. So the inflation stays high, interest rates go up, you try to tame the inflation, and the banks are going, I'm upside down in this. But this is do money. So it's the hard thing with conservatives especially, who pride themselves on letting business be business. And you want to put your hand on that bill. But you just are counting people being responsible. I mean, these banks had to know they're upside down. They know where the interest rates are trending. They know inflation is not transitory. They don't pick that up already. It's been 2 years now. So how do they just sit there and wait for an implosion?
Well, everybody I talk to has said that, because of the highest inflation in 40 years, Brian, and we're likely headed to a recession.
What is that? Stupid afro.
In real estate out there. They said real estate out that way is already in a recession. Has been for several months.
Commercial or residential?
But look, come on, let's recognize the fact that, look, the inflation took off like a jackrabbit when Joe Biden takes office and the Democrats in the House and Senate pass on a party line vote $1.9 trillion in completely unnecessary spending. That's what lit the pilot light on this inflation. And the economy was getting back on its feet. In the wake of COVID, it really was, Brian. And then this administration comes in, does what Democrats always do, and that is spend money we don't have and that we don't need to spend. And they set in motion, which is the war on energy. Let's not leave that out. I mean, the Biden administration has declared a war on energy from go, and that drove up gasoline prices through the roof. In their first year in office, it leveled off a little bit, but still way too high. And all of that is creating a condition where you're seeing these financial institutions fail. I believe it's always leads back to the Biden administration.
So you try to bring it to this way. And you see these people put the money in First Republic Bank. And they say to themselves, second. I'm seeing that, 49% of the people have withdrawn. They're starting to believe it's going to collapse. And then when it's about to collapse, the government comes in and forces this sale. The FDIC takes over, and they offer it up, and JP